Good morning, everyone. How are you on this morning? Hey, cuz. Yeah, I got my coffee right here. Well, after this afternoon, I'll be calling at least another dozen of quail. And I know I've got some rowdy hens I'm going to have to get rid of too. They poked an eye out of one of my roos. We'll give everybody a few more minutes. Good morning, cuz. I'm not quite awake this morning. I didn't want to get up this morning. Good morning, Jidros. Do you have your coffee ready? Because I use this cup all the time, all year long. The reason why I'm not using my Halloween cup is because it's too small. Hey, Lane. Lane Gidros is a good friend of mine. Good morning, Lane. And he does have a nice smile. He's such a little cutie. I wish he could come help me this afternoon process about a dozen quail. I know he would. He's so good at it too. He has his own style of doing it, and that is perfect. I tell you, without a real sharp knife, butterflying quail or taking the breast off is kind of hard. But whatever traces you leave on the bone, you can put in for your soup. Oh, wow, you guys are on the ball. 3 likes and 3 people in here. That is wonderful. Wonder if we can grab anybody else that's on Facebook right now. Let's see. Okay, I grabbed one person. Gidros says, we got our big quail cage finished up and moved the quail babies into it, and we got the beehive painted this week. That's great. Aaron says, I posted the link on Newbie Quail Lovers group. Thank you, Aaron. I did it Thursday, but. And then S.O. Swanson says, James is still snoring. He was up too late last night, a little tight. Oh, boy. S.O. Watson asks, do you wait for spring to get bees? Jesse says, just jumping on to give my like and say hi to everyone. I'm at an animal auction, so I won't be able to watch or listen in today. I'll listen to it on the way home, though. Have a good day, everyone. Jesse, good luck on the animal auction. Aaron says, yes, Steve, I'm so upset. Aaron says, hi, Jesse. Have a great day. I am so upset I have to pull out my humidifier today because having the heat on at night is really drying me out. There we go. Put it that way. Now, what do you all have planned for this week? I know I have to call 12 today. And everything goes right, I'll be calling 12 more Wednesday. Try to get my numbers down a little bit. Simple Living. Can't stay today, just found your channel. We'll watch rerun. That's great, Simple Living. Simple Living, have a good day. You have a blessed day as well, Simple Living. Jidro says, oh, I did finally get my herbal book in. It looks like it's going to be a good read. It is a wonderful read. I've had that book for over 20 years. Did yours come on with the book cover too? Jidro says it did. That is great. But we're just 10 minutes. No, we're not even 10 minutes in, and I'm out of coffee again. So that tells you how fast I'm drinking coffee this morning. Now those freeze dryer treats that I made for Lucy out of Quail, I decided that once I open the bag, because I do them in small bags, once I open the bag, I'm just putting it in a zipper bag, and it's still good when she eats it all week long. because it says, I have to take a trip to Nashville. I bought a fishing boat that's halfway to Quail Con. So where would you go fishing? Cause I'm still waiting on the cages for my cavy. They're starting to let me pet them a little now, but they've been taking things out of my hands for a couple of weeks now. It's kind of a slow morning today. I forgot my cigarettes. I did not look up this morning. I forgot my cigarettes. Because as I live off a lake in Mississippi, Lake Enid, they have three other man-made lakes within 30 miles of me. They dam them up to prevent flooding. Well, that's cool. The best lake I liked was Lake Erie, and that was glacier made, or Paul Bunyan, however story you want to believe. Okay. Gidros, do you know what month you'll be getting your bees in? And we should get them in February. That is great. Because you're in the south, so February, into February should be good for you. Because January is usually the coldest month. Gus says, I hope your bees are bigger than your mosquitoes. Haha. I know you're happy, Lucy. She gets her dry dog food, her wet dog food, and three eggs every morning. And then she eats wings, skulls, and quail eggs as treats. 'Cause every time I take her for a walk, well, if she does her business, then she goes, gets a treat. I made a mistake when I went to Tractor Supply and got a bag of feed. I ended up getting pellets, And they don't have a problem at all with pellets. Tell you what, it gets less waste when they're adults. Because in order to get what they like, they have to grab the whole pellet and swallow it into their call. Oh yeah, the flying roaches can be bigger than your mosquitoes, Gidros. Down in Galveston, I see them that big, the roaches. And so, Francis, when I did pellets, I found much more waste. I still have 40 pounds to break down for them. Mine seem to be doing fine with the pellets. I'll find out when I clean the trays. Gidro says, today I'm flying roaches. There's not much that freaks me out, but those do, lol. I know. I lived in Galveston for 3 months in the summer, and they come flying. They try because you got the ceiling to floor windows in their screens, and those things that hit against the screens all night long. Ugh. It's a good thing they don't do it during the day. Those things about that long. May even be longer. I don't remember, but I can remember them being that long. Tell you what, that would because there's duck and cover when you disturb those dang things. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to be afraid of flying bats because, we were always told that they get tangled up in your hair. But I tell you what, I'm not afraid of bats. But those flying roaches terrify me. I don't want them in my hair. Ew. At least a bat looks like a funny mouse when you catch one. Looks like a mouse with wings. See, I got my hair down today for the first time in a long time. Grafted Branch Homestead. Hello. Good seeing you. And everybody saying hi. Grafted Branch, I think that's Matt, right? Yep, I've been going to your lives, but yeah, you're finally come to mine. Oh, guys, we got 7 thumbs up. But it says we only have three people here. Okay, Aaron, Grateford Branch, and S.O. Swanson. Okay, oh, G Rose. Okay. So Aaron must have left, and I know the others had to leave because they were busy. They just stopped in to say hi. So, okay, you say you got to clean out your brooder this afternoon. I see I have one more that won't make it. Oh, that always sad. How many do you have in your brooder, cuz? Grateford Branch, what kind of tea you guys having today? Says, I'm listening, getting ready for my son's soccer game, so I can't be long. But glad I caught you. I'm glad you caught us too. Aaron, I'm back and forth cooking a spaghetti. I find myself cooking for your lives. Maybe I can sell plate lunches. I made a good batch of chili last night. And Steve says, I have 2 rounds. Haven't been able to count them yet. I guess 30 something. Okay, so you should lose. Well, hope you don't lose any more besides the one you said you're already going to lose. Gretchen says, we're headed out of town tonight and tomorrow with the kids. So no tea or stream this week. Where are you going? You guys go out of town a lot. You guys travel quite a bit. Are you going to go get an animal? Or are you just going out on a little education vacation? She says, I've lost four already. First time I've lost that money. Yeah, it's a little high. It's a little over 10%. Gotcha, Brett. Small town about an hour and a half away. Family spread out. Nowhere really cool. LOL. Well, that's a bummer. Next year, you should bring your family to QuailCon. That's cooler because we have a lot of fun at QuailCon. Now I'm waiting for my cages from Dale's Quail. You're going next year? That's great. Remember, Labor Day weekend every year. I had fun speaking at it this year. I'm there every year that I'm not in the hospital. So far, I haven't been in the hospital. And that's where I met Steve and I met Jidro's family. I mean, the whole community is great. I didn't run across anybody I didn't like. Aaron says, you won't regret going. It was like a huge family reunion. Yeah, without the drunks and fights. It is like a good family reunion, not the kind where you got drunks and fighting. Matt says, amazing community. Not sure if I like the Quail or community more. She says, a lot of very friendly people. I like them both. Well, I don't know. I guess I like the people more, but I do love my Quail and I love my KV. And my Koi, either way you want to call them. Yeah, the thing about at QuailCon, you not just meet the people that you've met online, you also get to meet their family, which broadens your horizons more. It's just it's like I love listening to Aaron's wife speaking. Her voice and her accent is just so beautiful. Woman of spirit. Blessings, beautiful Quail people. Blessings, woman of spirit. Ooh, we got 8 likes. Yes. Well, you hear hands chirping. Judro says, well, thank you. I'm just glad you can understand me. Oh, I can understand you real well. It throws me back for a couple of close friends I had when I lived in Arkansas. And the people that sounded like you were the sweetest people, just like you. They're the sweetest people there is. When I lived in Arkansas, they called me a damn Yankee. Then when I moved back to Toledo, they called me a damn hillbilly. Jidro says, good morning, woman of spirit. Oh, and I love her sunflower she just put out. I was a damn Yankee for 7 years, cuz. Yankee from the north, a damn Yankee is a Yankee that won't go home. Woman of spirit says, my new little hens I hatch are laying now. getting 32 eggs a day. That is great. You know, I've got a pile of eggs up. I have to separate the eggs from the whites and yolks to put those into the freeze dryer hopefully tomorrow. Grouchy Brad says, I'm an aspiring hillbilly. You know, most of the people around here to me sound like hillbillies. But in New Mexico, I'm not sure what the actual nickname is. Because I know in Arkansas they're called Razorbacks. Woman of Spirit says, good morning, Gidros. Yeah, this is the first time I ended up with a roux with an eye missing because the hens didn't like them. Aren't people from New Mexico New Mexicans? Guess what? Don't think we have a name out here, lol. Yep, New Mexicans. See, Arkansas, like I said, are Razorbacks because of the Razorback hogs they have. Steve says, Woman of Spirit, are those quail hens or something else? Gidro says, Grafted Branch, I want checked out your channel and subscribed. Can't wait to check out some videos later. That's pretty good. He does like I do. Sit and talk to everybody. Talk a little bit about what's going on and but it's already time for me to go get some more coffee. I'll be right back. Matt says, hey, thanks. Woman of Spirits, Quail, Steve. Gotcha, Brett. It's time for me to get about my day. Y'all have a great day. Good to talk. Have a great day, Verna. You too, Matt. You have a blessed day. Steve says, I have to do a couple hundred quail eggs to pickle eggs this weekend. Spicy peppers All right, hit here. Going to try some with ghost peppers and see how that goes. Oh, one little ghost peppers in a quart of eggs should be good. And you pour the pickling solutions over the top. You put the ghost pepper in the bottom of the jar, Steve, and then put your eggs on top of that, and then the pickling brine on top of that. Aaron says, that's what I like, Steve. The hotter, the better. Glenn Wells. Good morning, Glenn. Hi, sorry I'm late, but back is awfully stiff today. Took a little longer with rabbits this morning, and three had little ones last night, but in-house with coffee now. Well, good morning, Glenn, and it's better late than never. And I'm sorry about your back being awfully stiff. So Swanson says, I tried the hot sauce type, and that was a bust. I imagine so. See, I don't have access to all these peppers because I don't have room to grow them. But my oldest daughter's SO, significant other, made a ghost pepper sauce. And he thought he was going to burn me up, and he put it on cottage cheese. Well, that's the stupidest thing to do if you want me to taste the heat, because cottage cheese will kill all the heat. Aaron says, Steve, I grow Armageddon peppers, and it might be the hottest thing I've had. Very much hotter than a Carolina Reaper. Wow, Aaron. Woman of Spirit. Oh, so that gives me an idea. Last week I made some fire cider. May use some of the mixture in a jar of pickled eggs. Woman of Spirit, can you send me your recipe for fire cider? S.O. Swanson says, I need some red chili peppers, though can't find any locally. Yeah, the cayenne peppers is what is usually red chili peppers. Woman of Spirit says, yes, Verna, I'll send you fire cider recipe. Thank you ever so much. And I think I might should make some. Mostly the way my sinuses are lately. C says, I had a bunch dried, but my daughter tossed them, dumb city girl. Tell her next time she wants to toss some peppers, she could toss them into an envelope and send them to me. She doesn't realize when they're dry, they don't go bad. Aaron says, for my spicy pickled egg recipe, I put whole cayenne peppers and some crushed pepper flakes. You didn't put any of your hotter peppers in it, Aaron? I would put a little bit of my hotter peppers in it. I can remember as kids, we would have pepper sandwiches. It's homemade bread and butter and pickles. I mean, peppers. And my uncle used to cut the peppers open, take all the seeds out. We used to call him a wimp. But a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the heat is also in the skins. Erin, did you submit your recipe into Quail in the Kitchen? Woman of Spirit says Asian markets always have hot peppers. Woman of Spirit, I don't live anywhere near an Asian market, or I'd be getting rich. Erin says I add hot peppers and call the flavor death. Some people ask for it. Lately, I haven't pickled eggs because we have been selling a ton of eating eggs and hatching. Glenn Wells at S.O. Swanson. I can check with daughter when she gets home. How many are you looking for? She grew a bumper crop and was trying to give me some last week. Glenn, I'd gladly take some of those peppers. Erin says, Verna, I have not. I will write it down and submit it. Thanks a bunch. That way it can go into the pickling cookbook. That's coming up next. And I had to have that done by November 1st. It was supposed to be done by today, but I haven't started it. So it has to be done by November 1st so people can buy them for Christmas. So Spot says, I'll have to go to Memphis for the Asian market. Now, if anybody needs to get a hold of me or wants to get a hold of me, I don't answer my phone, but I'll eventually get to the Texas. So if you don't have my number already, there you go. And tomorrow, Zach should be live tomorrow night. So anybody that has recipes that they want into the pickled quail egg book should submit them to Quail in the Kitchen no later than a week from today. No later than the 17th. No, wait a minute. No later than, I'm sorry, the 22nd. We'll sure. Yippee, Jack. Zach going live tomorrow. Yeah, he's been a busy beaver last few weeks. Let me see here. This is for anybody that doesn't know how to get to Quail in the Kitchen. Here's the link. And if anybody's interested in book 2, this is the link. Because book 3 will be everything pickled. I wonder if I could cook some legs in the brine. If I can pickle that too. I'm going to have to try that. Because then it'd be similar to pickled hot dogs. But instead of hot dogs, use quail eggs. Legs. She says, I won't know how to act with a live. It's been so long. Yeah, 3 weeks. You and me both. Anybody hear from Katrina and Brandon on how they're doing? I know they've been gone for 2 weeks. I just hope everything's okay. Blitz says, my birthday is coming up on November 1st. And I told my wife all I want is book 2. If she doesn't get it, I sure will. Then won't let her eat any of my quail. Oh. Steve says, you're mean, Kristen, not Katrina. Yeah, I'm not Kristen. Yeah, Katrina Catcrow isn't here this morning. Yeah, we got Katrina Gidros here and Aaron. Christina. Yeah. We have way too many K names in here. Yeah, you got Kristen, Katrina, then Christina. And you know me, I get them all mixed up. Christina said, too confusing with all the K names. But I love each and every one of you. Chris, all you K names, I love each one of you. My sisters. Aaron, you really only have to remember one of them. Woman of Spirits is busy time of year for everyone. Summer garden taken out, fall garden in, experiment with half barrels and greenhouses, catching possums, groundhogs, raccoons, and rats. Busy time. Oh, my garlic I planted a couple weeks ago is that long now. So I must have got them just in time. And I can't wait until in the spring because that's the pot that I had the white potatoes in. I turned it into sweet potatoes. And I'm gonna put some cabbie poo on top of it because that's a cold poo. And in the other containers, I'm gonna mix some quail poo in. And let that winterize. And she says, some good eating there, woman of spirit. Yeah, I've heard of people eating possums, groundhogs, raccoons, and rats. Yeah, all of them's edible if you don't use poison. But I've never ate a rat. Closest I've got to a rat is going to be a KB when I try one of them. Christina says, we didn't plant any garlic this year. I actually only planted a few fall things. Well, I've only planted garlic so far. And I'm going to be starting some seeds in January to plant in March. No, February to plant in March. Steve says, I understand that no, all rats are edible, so I'll stay clear as I don't know which is which. Oh, not all rats are edible? I don't think house rats would be edible, but river rats, I think are. And those river rats in Arkansas get as big as a cat. Damn near as big as a groundhog, but they're rats. Woman of Spirit says, I removed half of the soil from half barrels, cleaned quail cages, put poo in the barrel, and replaced soil. I think it should decompose and create heat for greenhouse. That sounds good. Steve says, we have some of those river rats at a friend's farm. Like, they are big. Like I said, they're as big as a cat. You have to nail a rat trap to the floor so it doesn't get away. The only thing that keeps them from coming in and out of your place is once you find a hole, stuff it full of steel wool. They can't chew through the steel wool. Yeah, that was some 40 years ago last time I battled river rats. Holy Spirit, dang, I would call a rat that size a dog. Just about, and their tails are like that. That's those foxes. We shoot them, river rats, that is. You can shoot any rat, river rat or field rats. Yeah, you can shoot them. Ooh, I get the shivers just thinking about them. Because a standard rat is about that big, about the size of a guinea pig. See, but you can tell a guinea pig from a rat easily because a guinea pig don't have tails and they don't have a pointed nose. Could you imagine what one river rat could do to your covey? Yeah, what Hidden Heights Farm did, I think it was last winter, they took they cleaned their trays, they took it out to their garden and laid it on top, and that way through the winter, then it was fine. So even just laying it on top of your garden would be great. But I'm gonna put, you know what? I might just, Yeah, around the garlic and around my fig tree, I'll have to put KV or the Kai poo. And in my bag gardens, I have to put guinea pig poo. I mean, quail poo. Poo. I said guinea pig because one just squealed. They want their grain. I don't give them grain till noon because I give them hay in the Timothy hay in the mornings. Then after the walk with Lucy, I give them a scoop of food. I give them half their portion because they're supposed to have a half a cup per KV. So I get a half a cup in the morning, then a half a cup at night. And the water bowls are working great. You have to use the ceramic water bowls because the plastic ones, they dump it over. Woman of Spirit says, I'm on search for some commercial electrical boxes. Nephew extending business, and now electrician said it will be 32 months to get electrical power boxes. Jeez. Woman of Spirit, we're not just Quail. Quail's the main thing. You can talk about anything that has to do with your survival. She says, damn near 3 years. Dang. You check out Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, because some of that stuff you might find other places. But the reason why is because of the hurricane. The next hurricane season and make it more. Well, we need 11 more to get up to 20. Everybody should tag a buddy and make him come in. See, I have the KVs and I have Quail, but I live in the apartment, so it's a small area. You know what? I'm going to check something, Jan, see if I can find any electrical boxes on Amazon. Now let's see if this is small enough for you to be able to, yeah, small enough to be able to post here. Commercial boxes are slightly different, true. Aaron says, I work in the oil field in South Louisiana, but my primary skills are electrical and diesel mechanics. That is good, Aaron. Um, Glenn Wells says, I think I got my brother interested in quail. He came by with 100 pounds of game bird starter and asked me if I could use it. I took him to the grow out cages and let him pick 12 and process them for the grill. You know, Glenn, that's great. Our feed for Quail. Nice. So Glenn, what he's telling you is I bought you some feed to start another, so get your incubator started. When I was a teenager, I took electrical and plumbing, general maintenance, and welding classes. Just for the simple fact they were back in those days, it was not very likely that a woman would do that kind of stuff. Woman Spirit, Gidros, I can let you know about electrical boxes. How can I get a message to you? He's on Facebook, Woman of Spirit, by that name, by the same name. Goodwill started 82 in incubator Thursday. That's great. S.O. Swanson's James went four wheeling the other day. He was educating someone on quail. The guy had chickens, and James said, "No, you can't have them together as they'll spread disease." Boy is too smart. The boy has got a good teacher. Woman of Spirit, okay, I'll add to Facebook. Woman of Spirit, is it okay to use your name in this room? Aaron says James is smart. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, Jan. Aaron, you will be getting a message from Jan. I can't remember her last name. That's Jan. Jan Jones. Okay. I should remember that's the same as my stepfather's name was. He was the best father I had. His was Mel Jones or Melvin Jones. Yeah, I can't start my incubator up until after the exterminator's been through. And that's one of the reasons why I have to call so heavily. And since I'm hatching my own eggs right now, and still ordered jumbo wilds from Gopher Ridge last night. Oh, that's cool. Deidros, message sent. And Aaron says he received it. So, Glenn, what eggs do you have in there? What type Coturnix? Jumbo wilds, jumbo whites, jumbo white wing pharaohs, Egyptians, Italians. Aaron says, I have 120 of my own eggs in the incubator due to hatch next week, but I have someone wanting to buy 50-day-old chicks. Congratulations, Aaron. You're doing good. I wouldn't sell them till they were a week old. Unless the weather was warm enough for them to transport in your area. Woman of Spirit says, one of my new girls is laying a blue egg with big brown spots. So pretty. So you have a celadon in there. I have one quail that lays about 2 to 4 times a week, and her eggs are like that. Whereas the normal's like that, hers is quite a bit bigger. Aaron says it's a local person, so 5 minutes of travel. That's good. Just tell him he has to have his brooder warmed up before you even come after him. Temperatures are 88 here today. Well, see, 80, that's still a little cool for a newly hatched quail, but only 5 minutes, that's going to be fine. He puts him right under the heat as soon as he gets home. We're going to end a little early today. I think we'll end by 11:30. That's what Swanson just run the heater in the car. He can endure for 5 minutes. Yep. Or them all being in a box and the lid closed with just little vent holes on the top. They should be fine too. Or a couple vent holes on the side so that the top holds the heat in. In other words, I would jab a screwdriver through a few holes in a box and then just pile them all in. And that box will hold their heat. Aaron says for short trips, we have packaged them with hand warmers taped to the top of the box. Definitely put holes in the box. Yeah, that's great. Hand warmers are great. I keep hand warmers in a drawer over here in case I lose power when I'm incubating, or if I lose power while they're in the brooder. Then you slip in men of socks, and the quail jump right on top of them. Anybody been able to sell balloons yet? Because I'm sure everybody here has seen my balut video. Yeah, I like them best with just a little salt and pepper on them. Aaron says we have a backup wall house diesel generator just because of the incubators. Yeah, being in an apartment, I don't have room for anything like that. Steve says, have you made them part of your diet since the challenge? Not yet. Um, I've been thinking about it off and on. The other thing is, I don't eat boiled eggs that much. I wonder how they would taste if they were pickled. That might be a new market. Pickled balloons. I'm going to have to try that after the exterminator. Yeah, I'll fill up the incubator, and then I'll grab out a couple dozen of balloons on day 12, towards the end of day 12, or day 13. Cook them up and pickle them and find out how they taste. Then I'll have to do a video on that. Pickled balut eggs. And I'll have to do it one with jalapeno peppers in it. Or zest or garlic dill. You give me crazy ideas, Steve. Let's see. Pickled balloons. There we go. See, if I was doing a carnivore diet, I would be doing balloons more often just for that diet. Yeah, because that's another protein source. No, I haven't really thought about doing the balloons. But the problem is I'd have to fight over Lucy. But if I pickle them, Lucy ain't going to want them. Because she doesn't like vinegary foods. Oh, and I know a dirty April Fool's joke to do. Glenn, what they taste like, you know what egg drop soup tastes like out of the Chinese restaurant? It's like a dry version of egg drop soup. That's exactly what it tastes like. But I thought of the perfect April Fool's joke, and that is balut pickled eggs. And you don't say anything when you put the eggs out, pickled eggs out. Well, Glenn, you ought to try it. You incubate your eggs for 12 days, and then you candle the eggs and take out what you want as ballots and let the rest continue on with their development. And then you boil them, bring your water up to a boil, put it in the water for 5 minutes. Once it comes back to the boil, and then they're ready to eat. And you can use whatever you usually use to dip chicken or eggs into. David Lister, morning, Verna. Sorry I'm late. I was out cleaning our grow out cage. I am renaming the cage to Jurassic Poop. Thank you, David, and good morning. You gave me a good laugh. Yeah, Glenn, they're really not bad. It's just a mind thing that Americans have to worry about, because it's not brought up in our society. I couldn't see eating a balut duck. And there are people that will eat balut ducks, and they're so big. Aaron says, I mean, Christina says, great chat this morning as usual. We're headed out to feed all the animals and get some work done. See you all again soon. Christina and Aaron, have a blessed day. You too, Lane. See, I pay a guy $10 to come and clean all my animal cages every 6 days. It helps him out and it helps me out. That gives him gas money towards the end of the month when his money's running a little short. You see, I'm the type of person, if people want money, want to borrow money, I say, I don't loan money, but you can work for it. Dave says, we spent 3 years in the Philippines. I ate a lot of things, but Baloo was never on my bucket list. If you like Chinese food, if you like egg drop soup, you'll like Baloo. The reason why I can't do duck is because I don't have teeth. I could not bite into the bones there. Whereas the quail, they have softer bones and they're a lot smaller. So I got the flavor without a lot of crunch. And at 12 days, they're just starting to develop feathers. So you don't get a mouthful of feathers. But according to Zach, you can do blutes 12 to 14 days. She says, maybe if I was blindfolded. You know what you do, Steve? You peel it, you don't really see much. Okay? So you don't take a bite, you just throw it in your mouth and chew it up. So you just think you just feel like you're eating a regular hard boiled egg. The only reason why you would bite one in half is just so you could see the chick that you're eating. And me, I don't want to see it. I'll enjoy the taste. I don't need to look at it. David says, I wonder who was the first person to try them and what led them to try it. Probably it could have been anybody that was gathering eggs for boiling. And that's probably how it happened. They didn't realize one was incubating. So once it's already cooked and you're hungry, you ain't gonna waste food. That's how a lot of things get tried. Hunger drives you to try a lot of things. It's just like Limburger cheese. A lot of people don't like Limburger cheese because it smells like body odor. I just don't smell it, but I love Limburger cheese. Heck, if you smell extra sharp cheddar cheese, it smells like body odor too. Well, Steve, I smelt some people that smelt worse than Limburger cheese. Glenn Wells says, I always said that the first person that ate a coconut must have been awfully hungry or thirsty. Because you poke in the three holes, you drink some of that water that's nice and fresh. You know, you have to be really hungry to eat sprouted coconut. Because if you don't catch it right, there's maggots inside of it. Ew. I think what happened, Glenn, on coconut, one probably fell off a tree and hit him in the head. And they one that hurt it just as bad. Jan says, Verna, how long will quail eggs last in the refrigerator? Refrigerated quail eggs will last at least a month. Balloon eggs will only last a week. To be honest, I've ate quail eggs that were longer than a month old. But I wouldn't give them to anybody after a month. Now, it depends on how long after they hatch that, also, that before you put them in the refrigerator. If they've been sitting out for a couple of weeks, you might want to go 3 weeks in the refrigerator. David Lister says, what type of quail do you have, Verna? I have jumbo wilds and jumbo white wing barrels. By Christmas, I hope to have some jumbo whites. C says, I'm gone 6 weeks, but I still float test them. Well, see, I don't do float tests because I've had freshly laid ones that did not pass the float test. Because if they have a large air sac, then they're not going to pass the float test. Well, Jan says, okay, so I have eggs that are 1 week old. No, if they're 1 week old, put them in the refrigerator. They're still okay. They'll last close to a month. If it's over that long, then you're gonna lose about a week or two of it. Any more of the ones that I leave out, yeah, 1 week on the counter or fridge is still good. That's almost like newly laid, unless you're in the desert where it sucks all the moisture out. 2 weeks on the counter is still good for your own consumption, but then I would be in the refrigerator. I know they're good for a couple other. David Lister, do pickled eggs need to be refrigerated? David, USDA recommends that they be refrigerated to cut out your chance of getting botulism. C says, official, David, they do need to be refrigerated. Jan says, Verna, I'm getting almost 100 eggs every 3 days. Just sold 120 eggs and have 193 left. Jan, you don't have a freeze dryer yet, do you? Because that's the problem I'm having is I've got too many eggs. I got to put another batch in the freeze dryer. Then I need to get my Craigslist ad out. Okay, you're getting almost 100 every 3 days. Yeah, you're getting about as many eggs as I'm getting. Jess says, no, but I ordered trays for my Excalibur dehydrator. Okay, the only problem with the dehydrator, it doesn't do as good with eggs as a freeze dryer does. They're a little oily when you dehydrate them that way. Steve says there's only been one person reported with botulism from eggs that I know of. I think it's probably one in the last 100 years. So it's up to you whether you take your risk, whether you do the water bath method or not. But just know that botulism you cannot taste or anything else. Well, y'all, it's 11:30 and I'm going to have to head out. You Any other questions you have, you can either contact me on Facebook or you can text my number because I don't answer if I don't know the number. There's this reason I asked about the pickled eggs is I have a friend about 300 miles from here that I would like to send some to. Any safe way to process them so I can mail them? If you want to take the chance, David, you do the water bath just like you're doing pickles. Then mail them to them and advise them to put them in the refrigerator. That's what I would do. Well, Jan says, thanks for good chat and all the help. Blessings all around. Everybody have a blessed weekend. See you tomorrow night. Or like Steve says, dry ice and expedite. That would work too. But everybody have a blessed day. And see you tomorrow on my Shire's live stream.